Okay, I've got something I really want to share.
Oh, all right. Do share.
And then I've got two teeny-weeny questions. Okay.
Teeny-weeny question.
Yeah.
Did you hear the energy change? I've got something I want to share, and then I've got a teeny-weeny little question. Be bold.
Okay. God, everything's going to spill out at once, and that's okay.
Thank you.
I want to tell you about this journey that I've been on.
All right. Be brief.
And the journey is like, ever since I started coming here, I've been taking note of all the things that you've told us about judgment and mechanics and
All right. Taking
who our
notes.
power is.
Give
right?
some of the notes back now.
Okay, and then I've been experimenting with them, right?
Oh, all right.
Okay.
How
so
exciting.
It is extremely
Thank you.
exciting.
Yes.
So what I've done is I've gone down through my feelings, those feelings that I normally shun and push out
Yes.
and scare me.
Yes.
And I've gone down through them and I've accepted them and I've gone down and found the beliefs
Yes.
that they are holding
Yes.
me
Yes.
as the gifts for me.
Yes.
The gifts of the beliefs that I wish to transform, that I
Yes.
put there by choice.
Yes,
anyway.
that's what your feelings are for. They are signposts that point to the beliefs that are holding you to the realities that you get.
God, they're gorgeous.
Yes.
The beliefs that the feelings guide me to
Very creative.
are sometimes not the most
Not what you
fun
prefer.
thing.
That's all right. Nonetheless, they are
Beliefs
very
that-
creative.
Right. And some of them are uncomfortable, and some of them
All
are
right,
scary, and
all
some
right,
of them
all
are like, oh boy, no, that's not me.
All right.
But by accepting those,
Yes, then you can
Yes.
change them.
just by accepting them and allowing them and getting down under them and finding out where,
Yes.
just by accepting them, everything
Yes.
is right in.
May I ask you a question?
Yes.
And why is it that when you accept them, you can change them?
Because they're mine. Because I
Yes.
created them. Because it's my creation.
Yes, because you cannot change what you do not own.
And that's what denial's all about.
Denial,
And that's
yes.
what taking ownership of your creations is all
Oh,
about.
thank you very much.
And when you choose to take your own creations, you bring them right under your control, just like you said.
Really?
Hey, whammo.
Are you sure? Are you positive?
I'm absolutely. I
I don't know about it.
every single time.
Every, without exception,
Without exception.
not even one.
Not even one teeny weeny exception.
Oh my.
Everything. You know what?
What?
That is the first thing that I do is when I see something that I'm creating, I go, ooh, God. Then I'll go, okay, I created this by choice.
Yes.
And the moment that I say that I can gather up that courage and say that thing starts to unfold
Yes.
inside me
Yes.
so fast,
Yes.
with such surety, that well, it's remarkable. It's absolutely
No
exciting,
kidding.
remarkable. Yeah, and you know what else?
What else?
I found out that, I think you probably said this, but
Maybe.
I found it out for myself,
Yes.
that when I go down into my beliefs,
Yes.
and I get these third density, absolutely genius creations.
Oh, all right.
Absolutely.
Watch your
Leonardo
head.
da Vinci.
Yes.
It's true. Could not have created some of the most fantastic little creations that I've got sitting down there to make
All
sure
right, all right.
that I'm going to experience that belief.
Yes.
And when I get down underneath it,
Yes.
that third density reality,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
There is no other reality but the fourth density. It's slap up the other side.
Yes.
The apparency that's underneath it
Yes.
is totally untrue.
I understand what you mean.
Unpreferred.
Unpreferred. They're all true.
Right. All true.
Yes.
Right. But when I get down to it, I know that is not my preference at this
It
time.
is not the foundational existence state of your consciousness.
No. And it was because it's not preferred and because it's an apparency of something that I put there to kind of hide it from you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Then that made it a little bit tricky to find it,
All
so I
right.
couldn't find it right away.
All
I
right.
couldn't change the whole game just like that.
Yes, yes, yes.
But then when I do, the most gorgeous realities open up
Yes.
so naturally.
Yes,
so easily,
effortlessly. Yes, 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 yes.
and magically, and every
Yes.
one of those, every single one of those boogers, beings, monsters that I am able to bring into myself
Yes.
and accept
Yes.
within myself,
Yes.
changes down at the bottom to the most beautiful waterfall.
You know what?
Beautiful.
Do you know what?
What?
I believe you.
I don't.
Now, what's your question?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
There is this being that I have attracted into my life many lifetimes.
Oh, all right.
And there is a major focus on this being, even though I haven't been together with this being for quite a while.
All right.
And he keeps popping in and out of my
Pop,
life.
pop, 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 pop. All right.
Major focus.
Major
So
focus. Oh.
there's this one being, and I said, right, the reason I'm attracted to that being is because that was that being in the other time, right?
Maybe.
And then this other being comes along, and I went, boy, no, I know that affinity anywhere.
No, all right.
That has got to be that being, because I can tell the affinity is the same. Is it possible that both beings...
Are extensions of the same soul?
Right.
Yes.
Or maybe even more?
Maybe even more. However, the idea isn't really to wonder who they are, but to allow yourself to discover who you are by the reflections you see in them.
Oh, I discovered tons of things.
Well then, the question in that sense does not really need to be asked. You will discover what you need to discover about the relationship when you need to discover it. Enjoy what you are discovering about yourself, about them. Serve them as they serve you. Live in the moment with that. That's all you really need to know.
I am gaining tons by living in the moment. Tons of wonderful.
Will you be able to get out of the chair? Thank you very much for your conviction, your enthusiasm, and your inspiration.
Thank you very much, Bashar.
You are welcome. Our
All
love
the
to you.
guidance and all the help that you've given all of us.
You are welcome. Thank you as well for your sharing.
Yeah.
Sharing!
Good day, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Quickly, could you remind us of that little...
Can you hear this individual?
Shout out, it's all right. Okay. I remember listening on one of the tapes, a greeting you had that...
One moment. Will you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. You don't have to, you know. Say, ah!
Ha.
Ah!
Ah.
Ah!
Ah.
Now talk at that level.
That's not talking, that's screaming.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Allow yourself to do this first. Three times. Straighten your back, and now simply speak with conviction.
Okay, what I wanted to hear was the ancient greeting that you had mentioned that dealt with expectation. It's something to the extent of...
Oh, yes. The idea that we might meet an individual in our society long ago, and we would say, how's everything going? And they would say, not as I expected, and we would say, well, congratulations. Now you know you're on the right path. Because the idea of expectation can, at times, put too much rigidity upon the reality and not allow the surprises to come through that truly bring the gifts of discovery with them. So when we cease to place such heavy expectation, then we congratulated each other. So when things are not going as we expected, we knew we were allowing ourselves to be more spontaneously creative.
So they'll, in a way, never go as we expect?
It does not mean you cannot have expectancy. It does not mean you can recognize what you deserve and what you desire. But the idea sometimes of expectation, especially in your society, is to put so strong a focus, so strong an insistence upon something happening in a certain way that you may be choking the life out of all the other ways that might actually have come to you more easily. So the idea is to relax your demand that they must happen in a certain way or they won't be valid, and allow it to happen in whatever way is truly best representative of what you are putting out as your overall expectancy desire. Understand?
It blends in with the idea of abundance.
Yes, absolutely. You are infinitely abundant right now. You are infinitely connected to all of the universe. Everything you need and everything you truly truly deserve to complete you, to accelerate you, to expand you, will always automatically fall in front of your face as an opportunity to act upon, to get you where you want to go. Always, automatically, effortlessly. There are so many doorways through which your reality could manifest that you don't necessarily need to place the expectation that it must happen in such and such a way. Because that is focusing on the details. And when you focus on the details overly much, then you take more time to create the reality you want. The more details you add, the more physical, linear space and time you need in which to examine all the various details you are analytically focusing on. So in that sense, that definition of expectation is that which fragments and fractionates yourself into more and more analytical details. Believe me, from our past experience, you can always continue to add as many details to your life as you want to. It will never end. You will always find another grain of sand to count if you want to. Or you can finally allow yourself to simply dive into the expectancy of the experience of the beach and live it and flow it and know beyond a shadow of a doubt that which grains of sand need to stick to you will, and those that fall away, you don't have to know about. Understand?
So go with the flow.
Go with the flow. But do not lose your reason. It does not mean, in that sense, to quote-unquote surrender, in your terminology, and just become a will-o'-the-wisp. It means that you, with clear sight, clear conviction, and clear desire, move effortlessly in the direction of what you prefer, act effortlessly on the opportunities that present themselves from that direction with full trust, knowing that the thing that excites you the most is the thing that is most representative of who and what you are. Understand?
Yes, and the thing that excites me the most is the electromagnetic field of the Earth.
The electromagnetic field of the Earth. And what do you desire to do with that excitement?
Well, to help develop the technology that you have indicated you will be sharing ideas with us to help.
And what have you done to this point?
Just basically research.
Oh, all right. In what way?
Well, more in healing applications
Oh.
using magnetic energies.
Oh, very good. You are exploring synchronized resonance. Very good. Now, allow yourself to synchronize with the resonance of the Earth itself rather than the idea of a single individual, and you will begin to create, to build within your own body the synchronized resonance that will allow you to experience the levitation and the electromagnetic field that can occur biologically within you. Understand?
I could use a little more clarification.
Little more clarification. I will simply give you a suggestion. This night, beginning this night, for 3 nights in a row, or longer if you wish, but for at least 3 of your nights, when you go to sleep, imagine in your mind's eye your beautiful bright blue Earth cloaked in a bright blue electromagnetic shell of light, spinning in the blackness of space. Concentrate on the spinning, the rotational mass, and allow yourself to fall into sleep with that image. And see what equations and information you get. They may not necessarily come in what you may call a standard format at first, but see what you wake up with, all right?
Okay, before I leave real quick, is there a lot of these eddies that you have indicated would help us get an idea of the secrets of the electromagnetic field we have?
Are you referring to the idea of electromagnetic vortices?
No, the seaweed, petrified seaweed deposit that you talked about a couple of months
ago. One more. There are, again, as we may have mentioned, certain substances that collect in metallic nodules on the ocean floor that also carry within them certain electromagnetic patterns that can render certain clues to the understanding of things that your society is now missing about what the electromagnetic field actually is. It is a far more, shall we say, solid manifestation than many of you think. A far more mechanical one than you may think. Think in terms truly of an electromagnetic fluid, and you will be, shall we say, closer to the point. Study the idea of the motions of fluid, especially what you are now understanding to be superconductive fluids. The motions that you will observe, the patterns, the currents in those superconductive fluids will give you a very strong insight into what is going on in the electromagnetic field of your planet. All right?
So how many of these deposits, relatively, do we have on the Earth?
There are thousands of them. Some of them have been dredged up, as you say, by ocean exploration. But individuals do not necessarily know what they are looking at and perhaps are experimenting with them in other ways.
There's been some mention of UFO craft actually submarining into the waters near New Zealand. Is this
all over your planet?
Are they checking out these deposits too?
They are, to some degree, checking out many other things, most of which happen to be electromagnetic doorways and gateways to other dimensions, some of which simply exist below the surface of your ocean. Understand that your entire universe is, in that sense, a sieve, seeping and leaking into other universes. Nothing, in that sense, is as solid as it seems. The entire fabric is rent with holes. Sometimes, in your terms, accidentally, you walk through them into other universes. When you create certain harmonic resonances that are key to very high vibrational pitches on the microwave frequencies, you tunnel through those holes into other universes. But that is enough for now.
There's a lot to say.
We thank you, yes, for your sharing. Sharing! Good day to you.
Real well.
Okay. My question is very simple. I'm very concerned about the children of the earth today.
Very concerned about the children of the earth today. Why? And in what way?
I'm very concerned because I see many children that are very sad.
Very sad. All right.
Okay. I would like to know how I could benefit in healing that area.
Oh, thank you very much. Are you sure you are willing to do this?
Yes.
Are you positive?
Yes.
All right. Can you go to these children that you say are very sad, and can you, through love and example, teach them that they are powerful enough to create the reality they desire without hurting themselves or anyone else?
Yes.
Can you do that?
Yes.
Is there a particular way in which you would like to do that?
I was kind of hoping you might tell me.
Kind of hoping. All right. I'll give you a suggestion, and now this suggestion can be implemented by as many individuals on your planet as desire to implement it. There's only a suggestion. Your own imaginations will alter this in whatever way, shape, or form you see fit, and that will be correct. Create your version of what you may call a primer. This primer can contain some of the basic foundational principles you are now familiar with for allowing individuals to understand they are the creators of their reality. It can be, in your terms, non-denominational. Does not in any way, shape, or form have to offend anyone. Keep it basic. Keep it simple. Make it exciting. Make it inspirational. Make it colorful. Allow the children to want to understand the principles. Give them examples to follow. To do, in that sense, a workbook for children. Understand?
Yeah.
Will you do that?
Yeah.
It is up to you. We thank you.
Thank you.
Shouting. Well, thank you for applauding yourself.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Last time we spoke,
Yes.
you asked me what I would like to be in my future life.
What would you like to be in your future life? I asked.
Yes. And I told
Someone perhaps a little bit louder?
I told you a pilot in a spaceship.
Yes.
And you remarked,
That's what I know you from.
yes. Could you elaborate on that?
No. Anything else?
Yes. Last week I was in Sedona and I was traveling down a mountain and I looked up and I saw this big purple light.
Yes.
Was that a figment of my imagination or could that be a spaceship?
Was that a figment of her imagination, or could that be a spaceship, a big purple light? It was, in a sense, a gateway. You were seeing the energy of a vortex itself. One of the doors of which we already spoke. You understand?
Yes.
The end of a tunnel, so to speak. How did you feel? Was there any kind of a tingling in your head?
I thought, gee, what was that? And then oh my God, that wasn't a light. And I didn't respond real quick. I didn't put my brakes on.
All right.
As I thought about it, as I kept driving,
Yes.
I thought, well, it was something different.
Something different. All right.
And while I was there, I was looking for rocks, and
Looking for rocks while she was there.
and I hurt my leg, and I had about 10 stitches. And I was trying to why that happened, and I was thinking that maybe I was supposed to stay there longer, and that's why it happened.
One moment. Only in a sense, not literally. The idea simply is that you did match frequencies with a different universal vibration, and so to some degree became a little bit clumsy in the one that you used to being in. You understand?
Yes.
You misstepped a little because you were not sure of your vibrations at that moment. It is all right. You will harmonize.
Well, one day you'll be able to elaborate on that where we met.
One day I will be able to elaborate because one day you will be able to elaborate.
All right, thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Pleasant dreams to you. I'll see you there. Sharon.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I was interested in your comment on the opening about assuming the most positive intentions behind another's communication.
Yes.
And I was trying to reconcile it with a problem I have whereby I find that people say really positive things and mean to do things, but seem to not be able to follow through. And this recurs in my life all the time.
All right.
So since I'm creating my reality,
Yes.
what am I doing wrong?
No one said you were doing anything wrong. Again, remember, many things are represented by this kind of interaction. First of all, an individual can attract individuals into their life that do not necessarily represent a high degree of integrity, not because it is necessarily representative of the fact that they do not exhibit a high degree of integrity also, but simply because it may be your opportunity to reflect back to them how they can exercise integrity and not necessarily have to think they have to get through life by exercising a lack of integrity. In other words, you could simply function as a reflection for them that they do not have to function that way. Just because they're in your life doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. You understand?
I understand, but
One moment, I'm not done.
Oh.
Thank you very much. Now, what have these kinds of interactions gotten you to look at within yourself?
Well, it makes me feel like I'm unworthy.
Unworthy. All right. Why do you have that button?
Because I believe it.
Why?
Well, it's belief.
Unworthy of what? And by the way, when you say, well, it's a belief, that doesn't mean it's a law of the universe. It means you chose it.
Right, I understand.
All right. Unworthy of what?
Consideration and follow through on other people. No, the way I phrase it is of having my little fantasies come through.
Having your little fantasies come through.
Right.
Any particular little fantasies you'd care to share? Or would you like to whisper them in the channel's ear?
Sure. No, like I said, I have simple ones. Like I'm going on a picnic tomorrow, and a friend was supposed to bring a picnic, and tonight they told me I was bringing this picnic.
Ah.
So I thought, there goes my little fantasy of being taken on.
Stop. I have something to share with you all already. I have opened the doorway very wide. Now, this in no way, shape, or form excuses other individuals from exercising a lack of integrity, but it is our perception that what you are being told is to take things under your own power. There are many more things that you could be doing that are representative of an exercise of your own power, and you are not doing them. You are giving your power away. You are assuming that it is the responsibility of other individuals to be responsible for your own happiness instead of simply taking it upon yourself to create the happiness you desire.
Oh, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does that help you?
Yes, that's it.
Ooh, thank you very much. Have a wonderful picnic with yourself now. You will now understand that if you are willing to take back that responsibility and be responsible for your own happiness in that way and not put it to other people to create happiness for you, you will now attract a lot of other individuals who will be more than willing to share the happiness you already know you deserve to have in your life. You understand?
Yes, I do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Shannon.
Hi, Bashar.
Oh, good day to you.
Jazzed to be here.
Jazzed. All right.
Hard to say. We went ahead and tried to launch the null gravity device,
Yes.
and it was a dud.
Dud? In what way?
It didn't disappear, and it didn't lift off.
Ah, but what dimension did you go into?
I don't know. I was basically there.
Basically, there. All the different things that were going through your mind at that time, what did it allow you to face? What did it allow you to consider? What things did you think? Oh, that Bashar was a so-and-so, he lied. All right, that one's out of the way. What else?
Connections being made with other
All right.
civilizations.
I will now allow you to, in a sense, share a little secret. I am not laughing at you, but we were having a little bit of a laugh. Understand, the device we have now discussed with you goes nowhere.
I know
It is a
that.
doorway.
I know.
You go somewhere.
Well, okay, I just got a clue as to what it might be.
Go ahead.
It forms a toroid,
In a sense.
which is like the first geometric solid to express self-awareness.
I understand what you mean. It turns back in upon itself and opens a gateway to another portion of being, yes. Very good. You are now, in that sense, such a toroid. Your consciousness is shaped in that way. The device is not something that is a mechanical device that simply, in your terms, lifts off like a spacecraft. It is an inducer. It is, in a sense, a folder of space, and it folds your energy into another pattern to allow you to consider things you didn't consider before. It is a very, very reflective and different kind of a mirror. It is a switch to activate gateways into other dimensions of self. Because you see, that ultimately is how the spacecrafts work. Remember that our spaceships, quote-unquote, are linked to our mentality, and in a sense are only a convenient representational symbolic form with which we surround ourselves to allow ourselves, quote-unquote, to believe that we can go into different universes. Understand?
Yeah.
You have now been inserted with the first key, and it has been turned. What you will now begin to discover is that is more a matter of vibrational frequency. This device has simply been a key to open a lock within you.
So it's how you factor in your consciousness?
Yes. We now suggest that you simply understand that this device is only a key, and you begin to explore more purely the idea from the vibrational point of view. Learn about harmonic resonance and begin to identify the resonant frequency of different objects and allow them to levitate by matching their frequency in that way.
Much better way, probably.
Much cleaner, much simpler, much easier. The mechanical device is simply a device that folds consciousness. It is a doorway, a gateway. Now it has been opened, and you are constantly folding and refolding yourself and opening in new ways. Match that stream and see what fruit comes forth from the unfolding of the flower that you now are.
Okay, was manifesting that electromagnetic toroidal field some kind of a big event on the Earth?
In a sense, yes. But for now, let's stick to the universe that you are personally, and anyone else personally who was involved. Because you are now, in a sense, your own Earth. And that is something I'm saying to each and every one of you. Understand, right now, literally, as many individuals are partaking of this discussion this night, that's how many Earths there are right now in this room. You're all a different Earth, literally. Whatever you think you are sharing by common experience, you are doing so because you agree to.